In this video, I'm going to reveal why you've been feeling different lately, and what Archangel Michael says is happening inside you right now. But tell me this, have you felt a sudden shift in your thoughts or energy that you can't explain? Stay with me, because what you're about to understand will change how you see your entire life. Chosen one, be still for a moment. Don't move, don't scroll, just notice this. The air around you right now feels different. There is a weight in this moment, a silence that feels heavy, and that feeling in your chest, that pressure you thought was stress or exhaustion, is not what you think. You didn't misfeel it, you misinterpreted it. That heaviness is not tiredness, it is transformation. Listen carefully. What you're experiencing right now is what happens when your inner world begins to outgrow your outer reality. That's why things feel off. That's why people don't feel the same anymore. That's why conversations feel empty. That's why you feel pulled away, even when nothing is technically wrong. You thought something was breaking, but nothing is breaking. Something is upgrading. And here's something even deeper. This didn't just start today. A shift already happened. Not in your visible world, but beyond it. A moment occurred recently where everything about your path was reviewed. Every delay, every rejection, every silent night where you questioned everything. None of it was ignored. None of it was wasted. And a decision was made. Your waiting season has reached its end. Now understand this clearly. The reason certain doors closed in your life was not because you were forgotten. It's because your old version cannot exist where you are going next. Your old mindset, your old reactions, your old emotional patterns, they don't match your next level. So those doors didn't close gently, they shut completely, because if they stayed slightly open, you might have gone back, and comfort would have delayed your purpose again. Chosen one, you didn't find this message randomly. You aligned with it, because something inside you has changed. Your pain is no longer just pain. It has turned into awareness. And awareness is the beginning of power. That strange feeling you've been having, like something is about to happen. You're not imagining it. You're sensing it. Your spirit is picking up on a shift before your reality fully shows it. That's why you feel different, disconnected from certain people, uninterested in things that once excited you, more silent, more observant, more aware. It's not loneliness, it's preparation. You are being recalibrated. But here's where it gets real. Your mind hasn't fully caught up yet. You are stepping into a higher level, but your thoughts are still wired for survival. So sometimes you feel anxiety for no reason. Sometimes you overthink even when things are calm. Sometimes you feel like something is wrong, even when it isn't. That's not failure. That's mismatch. Your internal system is updating, but your old programming is still running in the background. And until that shifts, you will feel this inner tension. But don't worry, because in the next part, I'm going to show you something powerful, why your mind keeps pulling you back into doubt, the exact reason you feel stuck even when you're trying, and a simple inner shift that begins changing everything. So don't go anywhere, because this is where your transformation actually begins. Chosen one, now we go deeper, because if your waiting season is over, then why do you still feel stuck sometimes? Why does your mind still pull you back, even when something inside you knows you're ready? This is the part most people never understand. Your life doesn't change the moment you're ready. It changes the moment your internal state matches what you're asking for. And right now, there is a gap, not in your effort, but in your frequency. Let me explain this simply. Your mind operates in different modes. One of those modes is survival. In this state, your brain is constantly scanning for problems. It overthinks, doubts, it replays past failures, prepares for the worst. And here's the problem. You can work hard in that state. You can even pray in that state. But you cannot receive clearly in that state, because fear distorts everything. That's why sometimes you doubt opportunities. You overthink simple decisions. You feel blocked even when nothing is actually blocking you. It's not your situation, it's your state. Now listen carefully. There is another mode your mind can enter, a deeper one, calmer one, powerful one. This is the state where ideas flow naturally, intuition becomes clear, fear becomes quiet, and clarity replaces confusion. You felt this before, but you didn't realize what it was. Think back to moments when you suddenly felt peaceful for no reason. You had a clear answer without overthinking. You felt deeply connected without trying. That wasn't random. That was alignment. But as life added pressure, responsibilities, expectations, you slowly moved away from that state. Not because you lost it, but because you got distracted from it. And now you're being guided back. That's why lately, you feel the need to pause, to sit in silence, to disconnect from noise, to just be. And sometimes you even feel guilty for it, like you're wasting time. But you're not. You're recalibrating, because your next level will not be built through stress. It will be built through clarity. Now let's address something real, something you've thought, but maybe never said out loud. Why does it feel like others are moving ahead faster? People who don't work as hard, people who don't think as deeply, people who don't struggle the way you do. Why do they seem to win while you're still waiting? Be honest. You've asked that question. Maybe quietly, maybe at night, maybe in frustration. But here is the truth. Your path was never designed for quick results. It was designed for strong foundations, because quick success can happen without depth. But lasting success requires internal stability. If everything you wanted had come to you earlier, would you have handled it calmly? Or would pressure have overwhelmed you? You already know. That's why the delay was necessary. Not to deny you, but to prepare you. There is a process that happens in hidden seasons, where nothing seems to move externally, but internally, everything is changing. Your patience increases. Your awareness deepens. Your reactions become controlled. Even your silence becomes powerful. You don't react the same anymore. You observe more. You speak less. You understand deeper. That's not weakness. That's growth. That's maturity. And that's exactly what your next level requires. Because where you are going, reaction will cost you everything. Only clarity will sustain you. Now here comes the turning point. If you want your outer life to shift, you must learn to shift your inner state on command. Not randomly, not by accident, but intentionally. Because the moment you can move yourself from fear to clarity, everything starts aligning faster. Opportunities look different. Decisions become easier. Timing starts working in your favor. And in the next part, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. A simple internal technique that begins shifting you out of survival mode and into that powerful state of clarity. So stay with me, because this is where things start to change for real. Chosen one, now we move from understanding to activation. Because knowing the problem does not change your life, shifting your state does. So right now, I want you to do something simple. Don't overthink it. Just follow. Take a slow breath in and hold it for a moment. Now release it slowly, again. But this time, as you breathe in, imagine the air is not just air. Imagine it as light, soft, calm, flowing light. And as you breathe out, let go of the tension you didn't even realize you were holding. Now notice something. Where do you feel the most tension in your body? Your chest? Your stomach? Your shoulders? Don't try to fix it. Just notice it. Because that tension is where your old state is stored. That's where the fear, the doubt, the past pressure is sitting. Now here's the shift. As you breathe in again, imagine that light moving directly into that area. Not forcefully, just flowing, gently, and as it passes through that tension, imagine it loosening, softening, releasing. You might feel a slight change, a small calmness, or even nothing at first. That's okay, because this is not about instant results. This is about rewiring. You are teaching your body that it is safe to relax. And when your body feels safe, your mind stops fighting. Now listen carefully. This state you're entering right now is powerful because in this state, you are no longer reacting. You are observing. And the moment you become the observer, you regain control. This is where clarity begins. This is where intuition becomes louder than fear. This is where answers come without force. And here's what most people don't realize. You don't need hours of isolation to access this. You don't need to escape your life. You just need a few minutes of intentional stillness every single day, because consistency creates stability, and stability creates power. Now imagine this. Your mind is like a signal. Right now, most of the time, it's noisy, full of doubt, full of overthinking, full of distractions. But when you enter this calm state, it's like tuning that signal. The noise fades and clarity comes through. That's when ideas start appearing, decisions feel easier, and opportunities become visible. Not because they suddenly appeared, but because now you can finally see them. This is the beginning of your activation. Not something dramatic, not something forced, but something subtle that changes everything over time. Now here's something important. As you start shifting internally, your external world will respond, but not always in the way you expect. Some people will drift away. Some situations will change suddenly. Some things will feel like they're falling apart. Don't panic. That's alignment happening. Anything that doesn't match your new state will naturally move out, and anything that does will begin to move closer. So if something leaves, don't chase it. And if something feels uncertain, don't fear it, because you are no longer operating from confusion. You are moving into clarity, and clarity always reorganizes your life. Now, in the next part, we're going even deeper, because there is one more thing you must understand before your full breakthrough, something most people ignore, and it holds them back even after they're ready. It's not external, it's internal, and it's the hidden fear of success itself. So stay with me, because this next part might reveal something about you that you've never admitted before. Chosen one, now we talk about the truth, not the comfortable one, the real one. You say you're ready. You've been asking for change, praying for growth, waiting for your moment. But let me ask you something honestly. If everything you asked for arrived tomorrow, would you feel excited? Or would a part of you feel afraid? Be real, because deep inside, there is a voice you don't always acknowledge. A quiet question that shows up at night. What if I get the opportunity and mess it up? What if I can't handle the pressure? What if people see I'm not as strong as I appear? That feeling is not weakness, it's awareness. And most people misunderstand it. They think fear means they're not ready. But in reality, this kind of fear only appears when you are close to something real. People who are not ready don't feel this. They move blindly. They act without awareness. They fall because they never respected the weight. But you feel it because you understand that what's coming next is not small. It requires responsibility, discipline, stability, and that awareness is exactly what makes you ready. So stop trying to eliminate that fear. You don't need to remove it. You need to understand it, because this is not fear that stops you. This is fear that prepares you. Now listen carefully as you step into this new level. Not everyone needs to know what's happening in your life. This is where most people make a mistake. They feel something changing, and they start talking about it too early. They share plans, they share dreams, they seek validation, and slowly, their energy gets scattered. Their focus weakens. Their progress slows down. So here is a simple rule, powerful one. You can apply it immediately. The 3-circle rule. Imagine your life divided into 3 circles. The first circle is the innermost one. This is for you alone. Your deepest thoughts, your real plans, your inner growth. Everything that is still forming stays here. No explanation. No sharing. No external noise. Because not everything needs to be spoken. Some things grow stronger in silence. Now the second circle is small. Very small. One, maybe two people. People who don't judge you. People who don't compete with you. People who genuinely support your growth. Here, you can share selectively. Not everything. Only what needs support. Only what needs clarity. Because even support must be controlled. And the third circle is everyone else. The outer world. Here, you don't share plans. You don't explain your process. You don't reveal what's still building. You only show results after they happen. Because when people don't know what you're building, they cannot interfere with it. And this protects your energy, your focus, your direction. Now understand this deeply. Not every opinion deserves access to your journey. Not every person understands your path. And not every voice should influence your decisions. Silence is not weakness. It is strategy. Now as you apply this, something powerful begins to happen. You feel calmer, less distracted, more focused, because your energy is no longer leaking in different directions. It is contained, directed, and that's when momentum builds. But there is one final piece that completes this shift, something that turns all of this from understanding into actual transformation. In the next part, we're going to bring everything together. You'll experience a final mental shift that helps you step into your next level with clarity and confidence. So stay with me, because this next part is where everything locks in. Chosen one, you've understood the shift. You've seen the pattern. You've felt the change beginning inside you. Now we seal it, not with words alone, but with awareness, because transformation only becomes real when you step into it. So right now, wherever you are, pause for a moment. Don't rush this. Let your body be still, but more importantly, let your mind become quiet. Now imagine this. You are standing, not physically, but internally. You're standing in a space that feels unfamiliar, but powerful. In front of you, there are multiple reflections, not mirrors of your past, but versions of you that already succeeded. One version of you is calm, focused, unshaken. Another version is confident, clear, decisive. Another version is living the life you once thought was far away. And here's the truth. These are not imaginary. These are possibilities, waiting for alignment. Now look at yourself as you are right now and notice the difference. Not to judge, but to understand. Because the gap you see is not created by luck. It is created by state. And the moment your state shifts, that gap begins to close. So now, instead of wishing to become that version, step into it. Mentally, feel it. How does that version of you think? Slow, clear, without panic. How does that version react? Calm, aware, in control. How does that version move through life? Not rushed, not desperate, but certain. Now bring that feeling into your body, right now. Even if it feels unfamiliar, stay with it, because this is your new baseline. Not something you visit occasionally, but something you return to daily. And the more you return, the more natural it becomes. Now listen carefully. From this moment forward, your life will start responding differently. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You will notice, you react less and observe more. You feel less pressure and more clarity. You stop chasing and start attracting. And slowly, things begin to align. Opportunities appear, connections shift, situations reorganize. Not magically, but naturally, because alignment creates movement. Now before you move forward, there is one question you must answer. Not out loud, but honestly. Are you ready to carry what comes next? Not just receive it, but handle it? Because growth is not just about getting more. It's about becoming more stable, more aware, more disciplined. And if your answer is yes, then don't say it casually. Feel it, decide it, lock it in, because this is not a temporary moment. This is a shift in direction. You are no longer the person who was waiting. You are the person who is moving. You are not stuck anymore. You are transitioning. And from this point, every decision you make either strengthens this new version or pulls you back to the old one. So choose carefully, stay aware, and most importantly, stay consistent, because small daily alignment creates massive long-term change. Now take one last slow breath and release it. Feel that calm, that clarity, that quiet confidence. That's not temporary. That's available to you anytime you choose it. Chosen one, you didn't just watch this. You experienced a shift. So don't go back to old patterns immediately. Sit with this for a moment. Let it settle, because something has already started. And if you stay aligned with it, you won't just understand your next level, you will live it.